Captain Sung looked out the window of the space station. The stars shone brightly against the black sky. But today, something new hung among them. The massive ship of the Vaxteri. It was the first alien ship humans had ever seen up close. "Are you ready, Captain?" asked Dr. Jin, adjusting her uniform. Sung nodded. As ready as anyone can be to meet aliens. After years of sending messages into space, Earth had finally gotten an answer. The Vaxteri had arrived 3 days ago. They said they came in peace. They wanted to meet. The world's leaders chose 5 people to go meet them. Sung and Jin were 2 of the 5. The small shuttle took them from the space station to the Vaxteri ship. It was huge, like a city floating in space. The metal walls gleamed with strange blue lights. "Stay calm," Sung told his team. "Remember your training." The shuttle door opened. 3 tall aliens waited for them. Their skin was pale blue. They had 4 arms and large dark eyes. They wore what looked like armor. "Welcome," said the tallest one. Its voice sounded like metal scraping on stone. "We are the Vaxteri. I am Commander Vex." Sung stepped forward. "I am Captain Sung of Earth. We come in friendship." The aliens led them through long hallways. The walls were covered in symbols that seemed to move. They entered a large room with a round table. More Vaxteri waited there. Dr. Jin whispered to Sung, "Something feels wrong." Before Sung could answer, Commander Vex spoke again. "We have studied your planet for some time. Your messages spoke of peace and friendship, yet we see weapons, wars, violence. We are not perfect," Sung said, "but we are learning, growing. We seek peaceful relations with all life." The commander made a strange sound. It might have been a laugh. "Peace is for the strong. The weak serve the strong. This is the way of the universe." Suddenly, the doors closed. More Vaxteri entered the room. They carried weapons. "What is this?" demanded Sung. "A simple test," said Vex, "to see if humans are strong or weak." The aliens grabbed Dr. Jin and 2 other delegates. Sung reached for his emergency beacon, but a Vaxteri knocked him down. "Fight back," said Vex. "Show us your strength." Sung tried to reach Jin, but the aliens were too strong. One hit him hard, sending him across the room. "Disappointing," said Vex. "We expected more from a species that survived so long." Through blurry eyes, Sung saw the aliens dragging Jin and the others away. He crawled toward the door that led back to their shuttle. "Let him go," ordered Vex. "Let him carry our message back to Earth." The aliens threw Sung into the shuttle. As the door closed, he heard Vex's final words. "We will return with our fleet. Your world has resources we need. Your people will serve us or die. You have 6 of your months to prepare or surrender." The shuttle automatically returned to the space station. Sung was barely conscious when they found him. Blood ran from a cut on his head. "They took Jin," he told the rescue team. "They're coming back, with more ships." Within hours, all screens on Earth showed the same message from the Vaxteri. "Humans of Earth, you are weak. Your emotions make you weak. Your compassion makes you weak. The strong rule the universe. The weak serve or perish. We return soon to claim what is ours." The Vaxteri ship vanished, jumping to some distant part of space. In the hospital, Sung watched Earth's leaders argue on TV about what to do. Some wanted to surrender. Some wanted to fight. "They think we're weak," Sung said to himself, touching the bandage on his head. "They don't know us at all." He looked out the window at the night sky. "We'll show them our real strength. They'll learn what humans can do when pushed too far." 6 months. That's all the time Earth had left. 3 months had passed since the Vaxteri threat. Colonel Sung, no longer a captain, stood in the underground base, looking at the large world map on the wall. Red dots marked where defense systems were being built. There were not enough red dots. "Colonel, Engineer Han is here to see you," said a young soldier at the door. Sung turned as Han entered the room. Han looked tired. Dark circles framed his eyes. He hadn't slept much since losing his family in the attack on Seoul Research Center. The Vaxteri had left a small attack ship behind that day. It killed 37 people before the military shot it down. "You have news?" asked Sung. Han nodded and placed a small metal device on the table. "We got it working." The Vaxteri communicator. Sung's heart beat faster. This could change everything. "What have you learned?" "Bad news. The invasion fleet is not coming in 6 months. They'll be here in 3. Sung felt cold fear in his stomach. 3 months. "Are you sure?" "Yes. We picked up their signals. They talk about Earth-like." Han paused, his hands forming fists. "Like we're animals. Like our planet is just another farm to harvest." Sung put a hand on Han's shoulder. "We're not animals, and we're not going to be harvested." The next day, Sung called a meeting with the World Defense Council. Leaders from all nations joined by video. Sung and Han showed them what they had learned from the Vaxteri device. 3 months is not enough time," said one leader, her face pale with worry. "It has to be," said Sung. "We've made progress. Tell them." Han. Han stepped forward. "The attack ship we shot down has taught us much. Their ships are strong, but not unbeatable. Their metal can be damaged by our strongest weapons. But we don't have enough of those weapons," said another leader. "We're building more," said Sung. "Every factory on Earth is working on this now." After the meeting, Sung received a strange report. It came from a military base in the mountains where they kept 3 Vaxteri bodies. Scientists were studying them to learn their weaknesses. "You need to see this," said Dr. Lee, showing Sung a video. On the screen, a scientist was examining a dead Vaxteri. Suddenly, a lab assistant dropped a tray of tools. The loud crash made the assistant shout in anger. At that exact moment, the dead Vaxteri's body twitched. Sensors showed a spike in neural activity. "Is it alive?" asked Sung, shocked. "No," said Dr. Lee. "But watch what happens next." The video continued. The scientists tried different tests. Loud noises did nothing. But when they played recordings of human emotions, a child crying, a woman laughing, a man shouting in rage, the Vaxteri bodies reacted each time. "They respond most to strong emotions, especially anger," explained Dr. Lee. "Even in death, their nervous systems react to human emotional states. It's like they're allergic to our feelings." Sung remembered something from the first meeting with the Vaxteri. Commander Vex had said, "Your emotions make you weak." "Maybe," said Sung slowly, "our emotions are not a weakness. Maybe they're a weapon." That night, Sung couldn't sleep. He looked at a photo of Jin on his desk, his friend, still a prisoner on the Vaxteri ship. "We'll find you," he whispered to the photo. "And we'll make them pay for what they've done." His phone rang. It was Han. "Colonel, you need to come to the lab now." Han's voice was excited. "We've made another breakthrough." "What is it?" asked Sung. "We can track the Vaxteri fleet. And there's something else." Han paused. "We're receiving a weak signal from their mothership. It's in human code." "Human code? Who ruled?" Sung stopped, suddenly understanding. "Yes," said Han. "We think it's from Dr. Jin. She's alive, Colonel. And she's trying to contact us." For the first time in months, Sung felt hope. If Jin was alive and sending signals, they might have a chance after all. 3 months until invasion. Not much time to prepare for war. But maybe, just maybe, enough time to discover the Vaxteri's greatest weakness. The sky turned dark at noon. Not from clouds, but from thousands of ships. The Vaxteri had arrived 1 month earlier than expected. Colonel Sung ran to the command center. Screens showed the alien ships over every major city on Earth. "Status report," he shouted. "They're everywhere, sir," said a young officer, her voice shaking. "Our defenses are firing, but there are too many of them." On the screens, Earth's missile systems launched attacks. A few Vaxteri ships exploded. But for each one destroyed, 50 more took its place. Contact all bases, ordered Sung. Activate Plan Delta. We need to save as many people as we can. Plan Delta meant retreat. Hide. Live to fight another day. They had prepared bunkers, caves, and hidden bases all over the world. Now those places were humanity's last hope. Sung's phone rang. It was Han. Colonel, they found us. The research center is under attack. Get everyone out, said Sung. Take the prototypes. Meet at the mountain base. Go now. The line went dead. Sung turned to his team. We're leaving. Now. Outside, the sky was filled with alien ships. The air screamed with the sound of weapons firing. Buildings fell. People ran in terror. Sung and his team made it to their trucks. They drove fast, away from the city. Behind them, the Vaxteri landed troops, blue-skinned soldiers carrying weapons that turned people to ash with a single shot. 3 days later, Sung reached the mountain base. It was hidden deep in a cave system. Han was there, with 20 surviving scientists and soldiers. The prototypes? Asked Sung. Han pointed to a row of metal cases. Safe, but we lost half our team getting them out. Sung nodded sadly. Any word from other bases? Some are still fighting. Most are in hiding, like us. Han paused. The Vaxteri control most major cities now. They're taking people. Prisoners. For what? We don't know, but it's not good. A soldier ran into the room. Sir, Commander Park is at the south entrance. She needs help. Sung knew Park. She was a tough fighter, leader of a special forces team. If she needed help, things were bad. They ran to the entrance. Park was there with 3 soldiers. They carried wounded people and children. Vaxteri patrol, Park explained, breathing hard. They were rounding up these families. We got them out, but the aliens are right behind us. Sung ordered the entrance sealed. Take the wounded to medical. Everyone else, battle stations. The base shook as Vaxteri ships bombed the mountain above them. Then came the sound of alien weapons at the entrance. They found us, said Han. The door won't hold long. Then we fight, said Sung. He looked at the prototype weapons Han had saved. Are any of these ready? No. We need more time. The door exploded. Vaxteri soldiers poured in, firing their weapons. Humans fired back. The cave filled with smoke and screams. Park stood in front of the children, firing at the aliens. When her gun ran out of bullets, she picked up a metal bar. Stay behind me, she told the children. 3 Vaxteri surrounded Park. One aimed its weapon at a small boy. Something changed in Park's eyes. Her face turned red with fury. She screamed, a sound of pure rage and protection, and attacked. What happened next shocked everyone. The Vaxteri stepped back. Their bodies shook. One dropped its weapon. They seemed afraid. Park didn't stop. She hit one alien, then another. The third turned and ran. Other Vaxteri nearby also backed away, as if Park's rage hurt them somehow. Sung saw it all. He remembered the lab tests with the dead Vaxteri, how they reacted to human emotions. When the attack ended, the humans had won. 20 dead Vaxteri lay on the ground. How did you do that? Sung asked Park. Do what? Scare them. They were afraid of you. Park shrugged. I just got angry. Really angry. No one threatens kids in front of me. Sung looked at Han, who had seen it too. I think, said Sung slowly, we just found our weapon. Again, said Colonel Sung. Focus on your strongest feelings. Commander Park stood in the center of the lab. Around her neck was a strange metal device. Han had built it after studying the way the Vaxteri reacted to human emotions. Park closed her eyes. She thought about the children she had saved, how she felt when the aliens threatened them. Her face grew red. Her hands formed fists. A light on the device turned from blue to red. Meters on Han's computer screen jumped high. That's it, said Han excitedly. The device is capturing your emotional energy. In a glass cage across the room, a captured Vaxteri soldier writhed in pain. It had been caught during their last battle. Now they used it to test their new weapon. So it works, said Sung. Human emotions hurt them. Han nodded. Their brains are different from ours. They evolved as a hive mind, many bodies sharing one big mind. They don't feel emotions like we do. When they sense our strong feelings, it overloads their nervous system. Can we make more of these devices? Asked Park. Yes, but there's a problem, said Han. Using it is hard on the human body. Look. He showed them the screen. Park's heart rate was too high. Her blood pressure was dangerous. 5 more minutes of this, and you could have a heart attack, said Han. Park took off the device. She looked pale and tired. We need to find a way to use emotions without hurting ourselves, said Sung. Just then, a soldier ran into the lab. Colonel, we've decoded another message from Dr. Jin. Sung's heart beat faster. Jin, his friend, was still alive on the Vaxteri mothership. For weeks, she had been sending coded messages hidden in Vaxteri communications. In the command center, they played Jin's message. Her voice was weak but clear. Sung, if you can hear this, I've learned more about the Vaxteri. They fear us because we are different. Their species has one shared mind, but millions of bodies. They don't understand individual emotions. They think feelings make us weak, but they're wrong. I've seen them react to human emotions like they're being hurt. I've been studying them while pretending to help with their experiments. I think I know how to. The message cut off. Can we get her back? Asked Sung. The communications officer shook his head. No, sir. That's all we got. Sung stared at the radio. Jin was alive. She knew something important. We need to get her out, he said. The mothership, said Park. That's impossible. It's the most guarded Vaxteri base on Earth. Nothing is impossible, said Sung. Not if we want to survive. That night, Sung, Park, and Han studied maps of the area where the Vaxteri mothership had landed. It was in what used to be New York City. How do we get in? Asked Park. There are thousands of Vaxteri guards. We use what they don't understand, said Sung. Our emotions. Han showed them a new device he had been working on. It looked like the first one, but larger. I call it the Thunderheart, he said. It can collect emotional energy from multiple people and store it, then release it all at once, like a bomb. Will it hurt the humans using it? Asked Sung. Less than the first device, but it's still dangerous. Sung looked at the Thunderheart, then at the maps. We need more information about the mothership, he said. We need to know where they're keeping Jin and the other prisoners. I might have an answer, said Han. He pulled out a small screen showing a video feed. We put trackers on the Vaxteri we killed. One was taken back to the mothership. The tracker is still sending video. They watched as the dead Vaxteri was carried through long hallways to a large room. There, they saw humans in glass cells, scientists, soldiers, and in one cell, wearing a torn lab coat, was Dr. Jin. She's alive, whispered Sung. And now we know where she is. Park looked at the Thunderheart device, then at Sung. When do we go get her? Sung's face was determined. As soon as we can make enough of these devices, it's time to show the Vaxteri what happens when they make humans truly angry. The night was dark as Colonel Sung led his team toward the Vaxteri mothership. The huge alien craft sat in the ruins of New York City. It glowed with strange blue lights. Commander Park, Engineer Han, and 20 soldiers moved quietly through broken buildings. Each person wore a small device on their chest, a Thunderheart. Han had worked day and night to make enough for everyone. Remember the plan, Sung whispered. Team 1 creates a distraction at the south entrance. Team 2 sneaks in through the loading dock. We find the prisoner area, get Jin and any other humans, then get out. And if we meet resistance? Asked Park. Sung touched his Thunderheart device. We show them what real human emotions feel like. Team 1, led by Park, moved toward the south entrance. Sung watched through binoculars as they placed explosive charges. 3 minutes until they blow, said Sung to his team. Get ready to move. The explosions were loud. Fire and smoke rose from the south side of the mothership. Alarms blared. Vaxteri soldiers ran toward the attack. Now, ordered Sung. His team ran toward the loading dock, which was now less guarded. They shot the few guards who remained, using special guns that fired metal bullets, not energy beams. The Vaxteri didn't expect such simple weapons. Inside the ship, the halls were like a maze. They followed the path shown by the tracker Han had planted earlier. This way, said Han, looking at a small screen. The prisoner area should be down this corridor. They turned a corner and faced 10 Vaxteri soldiers. Both sides fired. 2 humans fell. Sung and his team took cover behind metal columns. We're pinned down, said Han. We need to use the Thunderhearts. Sung nodded. Everyone, think of why you're fighting. Remember what they took from you. Focus on your strongest feelings. The soldiers touched their devices. Their faces showed anger, grief, determination. The Thunderhearts glowed red. Han pressed a button on his control pad. All the devices activated at once. The effect was immediate. The Vaxteri soldiers dropped their weapons. They fell to their knees, holding their heads. Strange cries came from their mouths. It's working, said Han. Move now, before it fades. They ran past the fallen aliens. More corridors, more rooms. Finally, they'd reached a large chamber with glass cells along the walls. Inside each cell was a human. Jin. Sung called, seeing his friend in a cell near the back. Dr. Jin looked up. Her face was thin, her body weak. But her eyes lit up when she saw Sung. You came, she said as Han worked on opening her cell. Of course we came, said Sung. We need you. Han opened all the cells. There were 30 prisoners in total, scientists, soldiers, doctors. They looked scared but hopeful. Can you walk? Sung asked Jin. She nodded. Yes, and I have important information. The Vaxteri, they're not just afraid of our emotions. They're allergic to them. It hurts their shared mind. We know, said Sung. That's how we got in. A loud alarm sounded. Red lights flashed in the corridors. They know we're here, said Han. We need to leave. Now. They started back the way they came. The freed prisoners followed. But at a large intersection, they met a group of Vaxteri, led by a tall alien in special armor. Commander Vex, whispered Jin. The one who took us. Vex looked at the humans with cold eyes. Humans. Always surprising. But this ends now. The Vaxteri raised their weapons. Sung touched his Thunderheart. Everyone, focus again. Maximum output. The humans concentrated. The devices glowed bright red. But Vex didn't fall. He stepped forward, seemingly unaffected. We have adapted, he said. Your emotional attacks won't work on all of us anymore. Han stared at his control pad, then at Sung. The main controller is overheating. If I push it harder, it might explode. Sung looked at the freed prisoners, at Jin, at his team. Get them out, he told Park. Han and I will hold them off. But Park started to argue. That's an order. Go. Park led the others down a side corridor. Sung and Han faced the Vaxteri. Ready for one last push? Asked Sung. Han nodded. His eyes were determined. For Earth. He pressed a final button on his controller. Both their Thunderhearts glowed blindingly bright. The corridor filled with light and sound. The last thing Sung saw was Vex falling to his knees, blue blood coming from his eyes. Then darkness, light, pain, beeping sounds. Colonel Sung opened his eyes slowly. A white ceiling. The smell of medicine. He's awake, someone called. Park's face appeared above him. She looked tired but happy. "Welcome back, Colonel," she said. "We thought we lost you." Sung tried to sit up. His body hurt everywhere. "Han?" he asked, his voice rough. Park's smile faded. "He's alive, but not awake yet. The doctors say he took the worst of the blast." Memories came back to Sung. The mission, the mothership, the Thunderhearts overloading. How did we get out? After the explosion, the Vaxteri were all down. A rescue team found you and Han and brought you back. Park paused. "You've been unconscious for 3 days. The prisoners, Jin, all safe. Jin has been working with our scientists. She learned a lot as a prisoner." Dr. Jin walked into the room. She looked better than she had in the cells, but still thin. "Sung," she said with a smile. "Good to see your eyes open." Sung struggled to sit up. Jin and Park helped him. "What have I missed?" he asked. Jin sat on the edge of the bed. "The Vaxteri are changing their tactics. After our escape, they started using a new chemical weapon, a gas that blocks human emotions. It makes people feel nothing. Empty. That's why they were experimenting on humans," she continued. "They were trying to understand our emotions so they could block them." Sung frowned. "If they block our emotions, then our best weapon is useless," finished Park. Jin held up a hand. "Not exactly. I studied their science while pretending to help them. The gas only blocks some emotions, fear mostly. It doesn't work well on love, grief, or deep anger. Why not? Those emotions come from deeper parts of the brain. Older parts, the Vaxteri don't understand them because they have nothing similar in their hive mind." The door opened again. A nurse helped Han into the room in a wheelchair. He looked pale and weak, but his eyes were clear. "The hero awakens," said Park. Han smiled slightly. "Not a hero, just an engineer with good timing." Sung reached out his hand. Han took it, their grip strong despite their weakness. "What's the situation outside?" Sung asked. "Not good," said Park. "The Vaxteri control most major cities. Their gas has made many humans empty, like walking dead people. They don't fight back. But resistance groups are still fighting," added Jin. "And I've been working on something." She took a small device from her pocket, an improved Thunderheart. The device was smaller than the earlier versions, with a smooth metal case. "It won't hurt the user," Jin explained. "And it can focus on the specific emotions the Vaxteri can't block. Love, grief, protective rage. The emotions that make us most human." Han studied the device with professional interest. "How many can we make?" "With the right materials, hundreds," said Jin. "Maybe thousands." Sung looked at his friends. Despite everything, he felt hope. A soldier ran into the room. "Commander, urgent news. The World Council is meeting. They want to discuss surrender." "Surrender?" Sung sat up straighter, ignoring the pain. "Why?" "The Vaxteri gas has hit most major cities. Millions are affected. The Council thinks fighting is useless now." Sung looked at Jin's new device, then at his friends. "Help me up," he said. "We need to stop this." They helped him dress. Though weak, he stood tall. At the council meeting, leaders from around the world spoke through video screens. Most looked defeated. "The Vaxteri technology is too advanced," said one. "We can't win." "We should negotiate terms," said another. "Save who we can." Sung stepped forward. "No." The room went quiet. "The Vaxteri don't want peace. They don't want to share Earth. They want slaves." He held up Jin's new Thunderheart. "We have a weapon they fear, a weapon they can't fully block." "What weapon?" asked a council member. Sung's voice grew stronger. "Our humanity. Our deepest emotions, the very things they thought made us weak." He turned to Jin. "Tell them what you told me. Show them we can fight back." Jin stepped forward, her face determined. As she began to explain, Sung saw something change in the faces of the council members. Hope. the first step toward victory. 1 week after the council meeting, Colonel Sung stood at the front of the command center. Maps showed Vaxteri positions across the world. Red areas marked where aliens controlled cities. Green showed where humans still fought back. There was too much red, not enough green. "Today we change that," said Sung to the room full of soldiers. The last week had been busy. Dr. Jin and Han worked day and night to make hundreds of new Thunderheart devices. Teams of soldiers trained to use them correctly. Focusing on the right emotions was key: deep love, fierce protection, even grief. The feelings the Vaxteri couldn't block or understand. "Each team has their target," continued Sung. "Commander Park will lead the attack on their base in Old Seoul. I will take a team to hit their command center in London. Other teams will strike across the world at the same time." He looked at the faces around him. Some scared, some angry, all determined. "The Vaxteri think they know us," he said. "They think they know human weakness. Today we show them human strength." The soldiers raised their fists. On each wrist was a new Thunderheart. They looked like simple metal bracelets, but they were powerful weapons. Sung's team moved through the ruins of London. The once great city was now alien territory. Tall buildings lay broken. Vaxteri patrol ships flew overhead. Strange alien plants grew in the streets, blue and glowing. "Command center is half a mile ahead," whispered Lai, the team's scout. "Heavy guards." Sung nodded. "Remember your training. Focus on why you're fighting, who you're protecting. Don't let hate cloud your emotions. That's not what hurts them most." They moved closer. The Vaxteri command center was a tall building with blue lights running up its sides. At least 50 alien soldiers guarded the entrance. "Too many to fight with bullets," said Sung. "We use the Thunderhearts on my signal. 3, 2, 1. Now." 20 humans touched their wrist devices. They thought of their families, their homes, the people they had lost, the future they fought for. The Thunderhearts glowed bright red. A wave of invisible energy flowed outward. The effect on the Vaxteri was immediate. They dropped their weapons. Some fell to the ground. Others ran away, making strange crying sounds. A few stood frozen, shaking. "Move in," ordered Sung. His team rushed the building. Inside, more Vaxteri fell as the emotional wave hit them. The humans moved up floor by floor, clearing aliens as they went. On the top floor, they found what they were looking for: the communication center. Vaxteri technology filled the room. Strange screens showed maps and alien writing. "Set the charges," Sung told his team. Soldiers placed explosives around the room. One soldier called from a computer terminal. "Colonel, I'm in their system. I can send a message to all their bases." Sung thought quickly. "Do it. Send this. Humans are not what you thought. Our emotions are not weakness. They are power. Leave our world or face our real monsters." The message went out in the Vaxteri language. On screens around the room, they could see alien commanders receiving it. "Charges set," said another soldier. 2 minutes to detonation. "Everyone out," ordered Sung. As they left the building, Sung's radio came alive with reports from other teams. Seoul Command Center captured. Beijing base destroyed. New York team successful. Around the world, human teams were hitting Vaxteri bases at the same time. The aliens, not ready for the improved Thunderhearts, were falling back. From a safe distance, some watched the London command center explode. Blue fire rose into the sky. His radio crackled again. It was Jin from the main base. "Sung, are you there? We're picking up something strange. The Vaxteri mothership is powering up its main weapons. They're aiming at major population centers." Sung felt cold fear. They're going to bomb the planet. But that would kill even the humans they've captured. "I think that's the point," said Jin. "Better to destroy Earth than let us win." Sung looked at the burning Vaxteri building, then at his team. "We hit them hard," he said. "Maybe too hard. Now they're going to hit back harder." He spoke into his radio. All teams, return to base immediately. The real battle is just beginning. The main base was filled with both celebration and fear. Humans had won battles across the world, but the Vaxteri mothership was preparing to destroy everything. Colonel Sung, Commander Park, Dr. Jin, and Engineer Han gathered around a table with maps and plans. "How much time do we have?" asked Sung. Jin looked at her computer. "The mothership's weapons will be fully charged in 12 hours. Then they can hit any city they want." "Can we shoot it down?" asked Park. Han shook his head. "No, its shields are too strong for our weapons." Silence fell over the room. They had come so far, fought so hard. It couldn't end like this. "We need to get inside the mothership," said Sung finally. "Stop the weapons from the inside." "That's impossible," said Park. "We barely got out last time, and that was just a small team. How would we get enough people inside to make a difference?" Jin had been quiet, thinking. Now she spoke up. "What if we don't need many people? What if we just need one very strong signal?" Everyone looked at her. She pulled out a new device. It looked like the Thunderheart, but much bigger. "I call it the Soul Wave," she said. "It works like the Thunderhearts, but stronger. Much stronger. It can collect emotional energy from thousands of people and focus it into one massive blast." "Would it be enough to disable the mothership?" asked Sung. "Maybe," said Jin. "But there's a problem. It has to be used from inside their main control room. And," she paused, "whoever uses it probably won't survive." Heavy silence filled the room again. They were talking about a suicide mission. "I'll go," said Sung without hesitation. "No," said Park. "You're needed here to lead." "I'll do it," said Han. "I designed the first Thunderheart. I should be the one." They argued for several minutes. Finally, Sung raised his hand. "We'll form a small team," he said. "Jin, you know the mothership best. You'll guide us. Park, you'll lead the ground team for cover. Han, you'll operate the Soul Wave. I'll get you all there." No one argued with his tone. They had 4 hours to prepare. Word spread through the base. Everyone understood what was happening. This was humanity's last chance. Jin set up a special communication system. "We need emotional energy from as many humans as possible," she explained. "When we activate the Soul Wave, people all over the world will focus their feelings through these relay stations. The device will collect it all." As they prepared to leave, soldiers and civilians came to wish them luck. An old woman gave Sung a small photo of her grandchildren. "For when you need to remember what you're fighting for," she said. The team took a small, fast aircraft. They flew toward the mothership, which hovered over what was once Washington, D.C. The huge alien craft glowed with blue energy as its weapons charged. "We'll land half a mile away," said Sung. "Then go in through the lower maintenance tunnels," Jin mapped out. Park looked at her team. 20 of the best soldiers, all wearing Thunderhearts. "We'll keep them busy while you 3 get to the control room." They landed quietly and moved toward the mothership. Vaxteri patrols were everywhere, but the humans used their Thunderhearts to clear a path. Each time, the aliens fell back, unable to withstand the emotional assault. Inside the ship, Jin led them through dark corridors. "This way," she whispered. "The main elevator shaft is ahead." They climbed up shaft after shaft, level after level. Sometimes they fought. Sometimes they hid. Some lost count of the floors they passed. Finally, Jin stopped. "The next level is the command deck. The control room will be heavily guarded." Sung looked at his friends. They were tired, wounded, but determined. "This is it," he said. "Remember, once we start, we have minutes at most before they lock us out." "Han, are you ready with the Soul Wave?" Han nodded, patting the large device in his backpack. "Ready." "Jin, is the global network ready to transmit?" Jin checked her small computer. All green. Millions of people standing by. Sung took a deep breath. He looked at the photo the old woman had given him. "For Earth, he said simply. For Earth, they repeated. They opened the hatch and climbed onto the command deck. The command deck of the Vaxtari mothership was huge. Blue lights pulsed along the walls. Hundreds of aliens worked at strange controls. In the center was a raised platform where one Vaxtari stood taller than the rest. Commander Vex. They moved behind large equipment, avoiding Vaxtari guards. Park and her team split off, ready to create a distraction when needed. Suddenly, alarms blared. Red lights flashed. They've detected us, said Jin. Vex's voice boomed across the deck. Humans, we know you are here. Surrender now. Sung looked at Park and nodded. She activated her radio. All teams go. Park's soldiers attacked from multiple points. Their thunderhearts glowed bright red. Vaxtari fell back, their bodies shaking from the emotional assault. Now, said Sung. He, Jin, and Han ran toward the control room. Vaxtari guards blocked their path. Sung and Jin used their thunderhearts. The aliens dropped to their knees, blue blood coming from their eyes and ears. They reached the control room door. It was locked. I can open it, said Jin, working on the alien panel. Just a few more seconds. More guards approached. Sung fired his gun, but there were too many. Hurry, he shouted to Jin. The door slid open. They rushed inside and closed it behind them. The control room was smaller than Sung expected. Strange machines lined the walls. In the center was a glowing blue orb, the ship's main control. That's it, said Jin. The weapon control. Han, set up the soul wave. Han took the device from his backpack. It looked like a metal sphere with glowing red lines. He placed it near the blue orb. The door exploded open. Commander Vex stood there with 10 guards. Stop them, he ordered. Sung and Jin fired their guns. 2 guards fell. The others fired back. Jin cried out, hit in the shoulder. Sung helped her behind a console. Han, hurry. Han was connecting the soul wave to the ship's systems. Almost ready. Vex stepped forward. Unlike the other Vaxtari, he seemed unaffected by the thunderhearts. Your emotions cannot touch me, he said. I have evolved beyond my kind's weakness. He raised his weapon at Han. Sung jumped up, firing his last bullets. Vex stumbled back, but didn't fall. The soul wave is ready, shouted Han. I just need to activate it. Vex fired. The blast hit Han in the chest. He fell against the console, blood spreading across his shirt. Han, screamed Jin. With his last strength, Han pressed his hand to the soul wave. For Earth, he whispered. The device glowed brighter. Han's eyes closed. Sung ran to the soul wave. Vex fired again, hitting Sung's leg. He fell but kept crawling toward the device. Jin, called Sung, activate the global network. Jin pressed buttons on her small computer. Network active. Millions connected. Around the world, humans stood with small receivers in their hands. Soldiers, civilians, children, elderly, all focusing their strongest emotions. Love, hope, rage, grief. Sung reached the soul wave. It was hot to the touch, glowing brighter every second. He placed his hand on it, thinking of Earth, of all they had lost, of all they fought to save. This is for humanity, he said. He pressed the activation button. The soul wave exploded with red light. The light spread through the ship's systems, connecting to the blue orb. The emotional energy of millions of humans flowed through the device. Vex screamed, falling to his knees. Blue blood poured from his eyes, nose, ears. The other Vaxtari on the ship cried out in pain. The ship's systems went wild. Screens exploded. Fires started. We did it, said Jin weakly. The weapons are shutting down. Sung crawled to Han's body. His friend was gone. He looked at Jin, bleeding against the wall. We need to get out. Too late, she said, pointing to a screen. The ship is falling. But look, All Vaxteri ships worldwide are going dark. The mothership shook violently, dropping from the sky. Sung made his way to Jin. They held hands as the ship fell. "We won," said Jin. "We won," agreed Sung. He touched his radio. "This is Colonel Sung to all Earth forces. Mission successful. The Vaxteri command is destroyed. Their weapons are disabled." He took a deep breath. "This is Earth's final message to any aliens listening. We offered peace. You chose war. You thought our emotions made us weak. Now you understand. They make us unstoppable. Remember this warning. Leave us in peace or meet our real monsters." The radio went silent as the mothership crashed to Earth. 3 months later, humans began to rebuild. The few surviving Vaxteri were prisoners. Some alien technology was now helping Earth grow stronger. In a new memorial garden, a statue stood tall, 3 figures, looking to the stars. Sung, Jin, and Han, Earth's heroes. A plaque below read, "Our emotions are not our weakness. They are our greatest strength." Earth would never be the same, but it was safe and ready for whatever came next from the stars.